Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Sunday, September the 6th. The year's 2020. Let's talk trading. Weekly open and gap. And I need to show the disclaimer. Actually, I don't have to read it. Somebody said read it fast, so we can just skip right through it. Okay, here we go. For the week, you can see we still have some gaps that have not been filled, with the pound dollar being one of them. So there's still opportunities to take advantage of that. Just wait for your signal to go long on the pound dollar. You can see here we are in the range of the first day of the year. We have actually crossed below. Let's see. It looks like we just crossed below the opening day for the year. We'll see that a little bit better on this chart here, right here. Yeah, we're 7 pips below opening day for the year. And you can see we opened just looks like 1 pip above the opening day for the year. So if we look back at this chart, it's going to be really interesting. We'll see where the high and low for the Sunday Monday candle is right here. It's Sunday here in the USA, but it's Monday across the pond. So some people trade Monday on Monday in the foreign exchange. And Monday is a holiday, Labor Day. I hope everybody had a nice, safe Labor Day weekend so far. Be careful out there. And it's probably after the London session, I would imagine there's not too much will probably happen. So now we get to play that range here for the year. So we're right around the open. Which way is it going to go and how far is it going to go? As you can see, we're pulling off of that high from 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago. So far, no ranges over 100. You can see here on Friday, we pretty much had a doji. I mean, that, the open 796, the close 801. I mean, that's pretty much a doji. Pivot, we already took out the pivot. We had the pivot above the buy zone. We had gap down, so we had 2 indications to go long. You can see here, that one paid off, that one paid off. This one, not so much, but if you hung around, you may have stopped out at the open, or if you hung in, you may have been able to scratch that trade, another scratch trade. But since we actually did take out the pivot here on the short, you got a short trigger, and you still might be in that trade. Doesn't look like your stop loss has been threatened yet. Oh, let me say this. I probably need to say it all week. These indicators that I put out, they're for computers. So if you're trading from your phone and you've got MT4 on your phone, you can't use these indicators on your phone. Because I've had a couple people say it won't open, it won't do this. It's like, are you on a computer? I guess I just thought everybody used a computer, but more and more people are now using the phone or tablets. These indicators do not work on phones and tablets. Now, there was something very interesting on that rat zone from up here, but let's see, 1, 2, 3. Oh, looks like I need to maybe do one more, go back one more. Oh, let's see, what rat zone? Do I have number of days, periods? Let me see if I switch it over to 10, what happens? Nope, that wasn't it. Okay. I don't recall. Oh, max bars maybe. Let's see what happens. There we go. It's max bars, not periods. You see here we had the upper rat zone was the weekly upper rat zone, the monthly upper rat zone, and the yearly upper rat zone. So right here, it won't say yearly, but you see it would say monthly if this was the monthly. And anybody taking advantage of that has been rewarded handsomely. Lots of cheese for those rats. Lots of cheese. Okay. Weekly pivot is 1.3312. So look for price to take out the weekly pivot. I don't know. Actually, drop me a comment. Let me know if you're a pivot trader. I don't know how many people out there. Put a comment on the video or put a comment out there on the Facebook page under the video. I'm just curious how many people are using pivots in their trading. Okay, so here we see the daily pivot, once again taken out. We've got a missed one here from the second. If we switch over to the week, you can see we haven't hit this week's pivot yet, but you have to go all the way back to July to find some missed pivots, and then you have to go all the way back to 2018. So these weekly pivots get taken out. They don't always get taken out the same week. Like, for example, this one took 1, 2, 3, about 4 weeks for it to get taken back out, but they usually get taken out. So trade accordingly. That's why we use stop losses. Wick zone, the whole thing's a wick zone except for about 1 pip. Really, there's nothing you can really do on trading a wick zone on a day like today except maybe look for a breakout. But that candle was definitely an interesting candle on NFP day. And once again, you can see that huge gap between here and here. So look for that to get filled. Once again, today's range, not much. And I was trying to remember if there was another question about the range. Somebody wanted to know something. I don't recall what it was right now. So I'll have to go back and check, but I thought somebody was asking something about the range, or they were asking me to change an indicator. Oh, I know what it was. I think somebody wanted me to change something because they were using the DAX or something where the I think maybe it was the spread dots indicator. But I remember they wanted that change, and I'll work on that and try and get that out along with the batches. Be patient. I'm going to probably have batch 8 out this week for the traders. And that's going to include the DSR indicator. So I know some of you are really anxious to get your hands on that so you can start trading the DSRs. Price action, once again, pretty much candle color at the line, take some pips. And one of the things I've been discussing with Walmart and a few other traders is, a lot of times we want to make more pips because, for example, on a candle like this one, you can make 20 pips or more. But usually we're punching out around 5. But the thing is, do we want to make more pips or do we want to make more money? There's a difference, okay? Because if you want to make more money, rather than try to make it by making more pips, just trade heavier, trade more lots. You might have to adjust your stop loss. You might have to adjust your risk. But it's a lot easier to make 5 than 10, and it's a lot easier to make 3 than 5. And like I said with Walmart, We just go out there and we just stack the bricks, meaning, we'll take 1, 2, 3 pip wins and just stack them up. Because if you're trading $50 to $100 a pip, it's like, how much do you need to make in a day? I don't know what your weekly or monthly nut is that you have to crack for you to be a full-time trader. And of course, remember, you have to factor taxes into it. Don't ever forget that. The tax man won't let you forget anyway. And I think I need to reset something here. Let's hit the reset button. There we go. And then there was somebody looking for a breakout indicator. You can use the dashboard to signal breakouts. Somebody else they were looking for a 3-bar pattern. If you use I call it candle pattern is the function. And basically you can say if a candle, what the current candle is, the previous, 1 bar ago, 2 bar ago, up to 8 bars ago. You can put the candle patterns, and then the indicator will tell you if that pattern matches. So for example, if you were looking for green, red, red, starting 1 bar ago, so this one's red, this one's red, this one's green. You put that pattern in there, and then it will go ahead and see if that's true or not. And if it's true, it'll come up and say match. But as I was, they wanted me to do an EA, and I told them I don't do EAs. So, I mean, you could try and bribe me. It's like, I'm not coding EAs. I'm just not. But I was telling the trader, it's like, you look at these 3-bar patterns or whatever. The bottom line is you're just trading a breakout. So if you think those 3 bars are going to give you any different statistics here on the breakout, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But as I always say, it's like sometimes you try and get too cute and you're just going to miss, you're going to start missing out on profitable trades. I mean, just, of course we like to trade without loss, but I mean, that's kind of not being very realistic because you just don't know what the market's going to do. So you factor that in, you factor in your risk, you know what your statistics are. And when you're trading something that has, 60, 70, 77, 80% win rate, you just got to go with the stats. And all you have to do is just manage the risk. Make sure you don't lose any more in one particular trade than you're willing to lose. And then all those winning trades, you can stack them up. It's really not that difficult. But so many traders get suckered into, the latest, greatest squiggly line or something that looks cool on the chart. And it's just that they're playing on your psychology, human nature, looking for the holy grail, looking for something easy, the easy money. I mean, think about it. Look at the ads. These guys are talking about, 50, hundreds of pips on these trades. Of course, you're going to be drawn to it. Who wouldn't? But you just have to know, these guys are trading micro lots. They're not putting any serious money on the line because, some of these drawdowns are hundreds of pips. And it's just not realistic. So, fellow traders, that's pretty much it for the weekly open and gap. Once again, I hope you have a real safe holiday weekend. This Monday trade's probably not going to have too much action, but when you sit down to your trading platform, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.